So in today's video, I've decided to do squishy makeovers. I've seen these around by a couple of YouTubers and you know, I love them. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So these are the squishies that I'm going to be decorating. So there's a little koala, a donut, and a cat. Let's start with the cat. So I got this in a kit and I did it myself, but I didn't like it at all. The paint is chipping, it just feels weird as well. I need to give this a makeover. Yes, and the colors choices were just a bit nyeh as well. So yeah, I'm gonna do the cat today. I need to sand it to get all that paint. I want to say paint, but I don't think it was paint to be honest. And this made a big mess all over my hands and all over my workspace. So yeah, so then I decided to cook up a nice brownish grayish color to use on the cat, and I totally skipped over the first few layers, but that's okay. And this is what it looks like, and I actually prefer this color a lot more than that bright orange. And then I'm painting on details in white. I decided to choose white because I thought it was pretty like good, you know. And I do want to apologize because for most of this painting and the details I'm like completely out of the frame, because I'll get better. I'll get better. Then I'm adding a face on, and I'm using the face details that were on the original squishy because I think they were very cute. And for all of these, I do want to say I'm using fabric paint. Acrylic paint will not work. Don't use acrylic paint. Yeah. And I'm so much happier with the before compared to the after. It's also way squishier. And you know, it's better in general. And I like it. So let's move on to the donut. You know, there's not much wrong with this except that the frosting line does not come, the color doesn't go on the frosting line that's there, if you can see it. And that just annoys me. There's a big rip in the center as well, but you know, we'll fix that. So yes, we're gonna start with the sanding just to make sure the paint sticks. I just want to be safe and make sure the paint sticks. And then I'm cutting off pieces, like I'm cutting off the drizzle as best I can. I think me trying to cut it off though made it worse, but I did the best I could. And then, you know, I had to clean all that mess up. So now I'm fixing up the rips, and then I'm smoothing over with some more fabric puffy paint, and this is just to make it smooth. And then I painted it completely white off camera just so the colors would go on better, because I felt like the colors that were on it were really dark, so I had to add that white layer. And for the donut color, I'm going pretty basic with a donut color. I'm going with like a tan, and I decided to follow the frosting line this time because, you know, that's just what I think needed to be done, you know. And this was a popsicle, yes, and it's so much squishier now, and I just think it looks even better than that dark brown color it was before. And for the frosting color, I'm going with pink, but I'm making like a really light pink by mixing colors. And I like this pink, and once again I decided to follow the frosting line because, you know, I think that looks good. And again, I used a lollipop stick to spread the paint because it was quite thick and I didn't want to use a paintbrush. So then I decided to add some drizzle with purple pearlized paint. And you know, drizzle is nice, and I added some sprinkles as well, but you know, I'm not good at drizzles and this looks really bad. But it's better, I think it's nice anyway. And sprinkles I made using elastic bands, so they're not real sprinkles. And this is how it looks, and you know, I just have to let it go dry now. So I'm gonna let it dry. And I'm so much happier with the after. I think it just looks more colorful, and the colors before I didn't notice were actually really dull, so I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Now this one minute I'm like it's a mouse, and the next minute I'm like it's a koala because it's grey and the tail is not a mouse tail. But I looked it up and it's a mouse. Does it look like a mouse? Does it? Anyway, it has a neck tear, and also it has a bow, which I just think doesn't go, excuse me. So I sanded it off camera just so the paint would stick, and I'm going to glue the neck now, and then I'm going to cut off parts as well as glue on a little makeup sponge to, you know, make a block of cheese for the little mousy wousy. Oh, cutie wooty. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut off the bow and cut off the arms so that the cheese will like actually stick on. So chop chop chop, and the camera is completely out of focus. I don't know why, I apologize. And then I'm gonna glue on the cheese and start painting it, and I'm gonna paint it a nice white color. This is to make it look more mouse-like, and this took so many coats because it was such an intense grey and it wasn't smooth. In fact, it was very lumpy, and it's still very lumpy. I'm looking at it now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It took like a million coats to build it up. So a million coats later, we got this nice white. So now I'm going to paint the cheese with a cheese color that I made off camera. And I did a few coats of that as well. And then I'm going in with a thin paintbrush just to clean up the edges of the white. And you can't see what I'm doing here, but like I said, I'll get better. So then I'm painting the inner ears and little snout, and then I'm painting on little feet, and then the black details. And I decided to use a dotting tool. It failed for me, so I ended up with a paintbrush. And I did stick with the same round design that the other one had, but I made them cute eyes rather than those really weird colourful eyes. And I love the before. I mean the after. I love the after. I love the after so much more than I love the before. I just think it's so much cuter, and the fact that he's holding a little cheese block, he's so cute. So now I'm going to do a quick homemade squishy update, and these are all the squishies I made using makeup sponges. And I use puffy paint and fabric paint just like I do with my squishy makeovers. And this is the very first one I made, so I love it so much, even though it's not squishy. These aren't still rising, I'm just going to say that as well. And for the first two, I did use puffy paint that was really hard drying, so that's why. And the sprinkles fell off for me. If you could tell me like ways to get sprinkles to stick, like I did coat it with like a layer of fabric paint mixed with water, but if you can tell me ways to make them stick, it would be really handy. And I'm really proud of this one, I don't know why. I just love the duct tape thing around it that I did myself. Anyway, that's that one. And then I made some Pop-Tart ones, and there's a little jam in it, you can see. Anyway, but the same thing happened with the sprinkles. I don't know why the sprinkles don't stay on. Please let me know if you know a way or how to make them stick on. Here's the chocolate Pop-Tart. Anyway, so, and this is my pride and joy little rainbow cake. I actually love this one so much. And I'm trying to go in the order of what I make them, but this isn't completely correct. And oh, this rainbow cake is just, I love it so much. I love it. I love it. Anyway, and what's this one? This one is a cake slice, and I have 2 red velvet cake slices and 1 chocolate cake slice. Just gonna fly through those, I think. Anyway, I also want to say I'm not going to be posting on Wednesdays anymore because I just want to put full effort into my Sunday videos. And once again, the sprinkles fell off with this. Like, why? That's just annoying. Like, this is 3 makeup sponges that I thought would look good together, and I don't know why. But maybe they did. Maybe you think they did. And this is a pretty random design. I just didn't know what to do with the teardrop makeup sponges. So I decided to make it into like some sort of cake swirly heart thing. And these two are together. I just think pink and blue always looks nice together. So that's those ones. And then this is the final one. Very random. I think it's like some sort of biscuit dipped in like blue icing. I think I just wanted to use the blue and tan paint I mixed up. But you know, I think it's good. So those are all the homemade squishies I've made. If you like homemade squishies, as you can see, some of them have a cell phone tag, and some of them have an eye pin, and others of them just don't have anything, but still. So these are the 3, what they looked like before, and this is them after. Wow, such an improvement, wow. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye guys.